everybody. Okay, so quickly I am going to try to go over my C-section recovery with little Miss Sissy here. Noah's over there playing. So anyhow, this was my 4th C-section, and this one was scheduled. My very first C-section was an emergency C-section. My second C-section was not an emergency C-section, but it was not scheduled. My daughter passed away while I was carrying her at 32 weeks, so they did a repeat C-section because the hospital I delivered at the time would not induce women to deliver vaginally. So where she had already passed away while I was carrying her, they would have had to induce me in order to get the labor going. So they wouldn't do that, so they had to do a repeat C-section. I was not too happy about that, but it was something that had to be done. But once they did the C-section, we realized that I would not have been able to deliver vaginally anyways, because apparently I had a privia that they didn't know about. I didn't have any ultrasounds after my 20th week, so apparently I got a privia, and not only did I have a privia, I had placenta increta, or accreta, I can't remember which one, but we had a really hard time getting my placenta out. And you can hold the baby in a minute. You want to sit on my lap and hold the baby?
At the bottom of it.
Oh, okay. So anyways, I wouldn't have been able to deliver vaginally anyways. It would have wound up in a C-section regardless. So my 3rd C-section was Noah, and he was an emergency C-section at 35 weeks 5 days, or 35 weeks 6 days, because I had a complete placenta previa that was bleeding and it wouldn't stop, so they went ahead and did an emergency C-section. And this C-section was scheduled at 35 weeks and 5 days. You're uncomfortable, aren't you, little girl? You're uncomfortable? Yeah, are you uncomfortable? Them hiccups, you don't like them, huh? No, I wouldn't like them either. I know, I'm so sorry. So, anyhow, my first C-section was okay. I was very sore for about 2 weeks. I had a hard time walking. I walked kind of hunched over. Really sore. My second C-section, I felt like it was a little bit worse with the pain, but they also had me on high doses of Pitocin after the section because I was trying to pass. I had done a lot of bleeding. I lost a lot of blood during that section, and I think they were just trying to clean out my uterus with the Pitocin. I'm not really sure, but it was really horrible. It was like labor pains after the C-section. And then I got really sick with that one and got an infection from the leftover placenta, and so I was in the hospital for a week trying to get well. My 3rd C-section with Noah was horrible. I was in a lot of pain for a really long time, and I kind of attribute my pain to my 1st and my 3rd to doing a lot of walking back and forth to the NICU with them. Do what, baby? Go look in your toy box in the playroom, okay? I think it's in your toy box, honey. So progressively, all my C-sections got worse and worse. So this C-section I was kind of dreading for the fact that I knew it was going to be worse. And I was going to have a baby to take care of this time. And I mean, with Carly and Noah, they were both in the NICU. So while I was healing, they were being taken care of by the nurses there. So I didn't have a baby at home to be picking up and putting down back and forth in the crib and carrying around and doing housework and all that stuff. So as far as that was concerned, I felt like it was going to be easier, so I was kind of afraid to bring a baby home right after a C-section, plus having a toddler to take care of too. So much to my surprise, it was not that bad. This was actually my easiest C-section to recover from. And I'm going to tell you why I think that is. With my first 3 C-sections, For one, I am a huge wimp, and I really hate pain. I have a very low pain tolerance. And this time, I was reading online about C-sections and how you should really get mobile and start moving, and the less mobile you are and the more you baby your surgery site, the harder it is to heal and the longer the healing time takes, and that you really need to just start moving and getting your body back into normal mode in order to heal quicker. So I thought, well, that kind of makes sense, because I remember feeling really stiff with the first 3. So this pregnancy, I was bound and determined to get really mobile and move a lot and just try to get better really fast. So I didn't want to take a lot of pain meds while I was in the hospital, because the pain meds in the hospital make me really drowsy and really sleepy, and they made me kind of dizzy, and so it made it very difficult to walk while I was taking the meds in the hospital. So my husband would wheel me to the NICU, and then I would try to walk, and then he would wheel me, and then I'd try to walk. So I kind of babied the incision. And I walked hunched over, kind of like bent at the waist, because it hurt so bad to stand straight up, because it felt like everything was stretching and pulling, and I had just been cut, so it was really painful. And so this time, I wanted to make sure that I didn't baby it. So instead of walking hunched over, I made myself stand straight up. I made myself walk with good posture. As soon as they took the catheter out, which was, I had had the catheter in for 12 hours, so it was like, I think they took it out at 2 o'clock in the morning, to be honest. Yeah, it was 2 o'clock in the morning they took it out. And as soon as they took it out, I waited a couple of hours, and then when I woke up from my sleep, I had to pee. So I got up to go to the bathroom, and I didn't even call for assistance, which I really probably should have, just because it was the first time I was getting up out of the bed from having my section. But my husband was sleeping, and I didn't want to call a nurse in just to come help me to the bathroom. So I got up and went in to go pee, and I was able to pee, which was so surprising, because with my other 3, I had a very hard time peeing after I had the catheter taken out. And I ended up having them cath me just so that I could get the urine out, because I had to pee so bad that something had to be done. Well, this time I didn't have to do that, and I peed very easily. And the reason I believe I peed really easily is because after I had the catheter taken out, I started doing Kegel, whatever you call it, exercises. I was told that if you do that, it makes urinating after being cathed much easier. And it was really easy. But I did take a bottle of warm water in the peri bottle and just kind of squirted it on myself, and that really helped too. So between that and the Kegels or whatever you want to call them, I was able to urinate, and so I didn't have to have a catheter this time just to pee after I had been taking the catheter out. So, but anyways, I didn't take as much pain meds. Now, I did take some pain medication because I was just in a lot of pain, but I didn't take as much as I took with the last 3. I did take my ibuprofen around the clock every 8 hours. I made sure I had that in my system. And just as I needed it for breakthrough pain, I would take the Percocet that they gave me. Did you go find it? Go find it. Go find it. I think it's in your toy box, babe. Go look in your toy box. Go look. Go look. I think it's there. Go get me T-Rex. Go get me T-Rex. So anyways, like I said, I didn't baby it. I made sure I stood up really straight, and I did a lot of walking around the room. I was taking care of Courtney, and I was cleaning the room because my husband was being a little messy butt. So I was picking up after him the whole time we were there. We couldn't stand it to be messy. And so I really started to heal really fast. By 1 week, I felt pretty much back to normal with a little bit of pain. Now I'm at 2 weeks out. I mean, I was absolutely in zero pain. But with the last 3, it was definitely 2 weeks before I was starting to feel back to normal. But this time I felt better, much quicker, and I do think that's just because I didn't baby anything, and I tried to work everything out as much as possible. You're not comfortable, huh? I'm not comfortable. So, yeah, that's how my C-section recovery was. It was really good recovery. I was really pleased being the last one, that it wasn't as bad. I know you're not comfortable. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. She's just not comfortable right now. I think she's a little gassy. So anyways, that's pretty much it. A little postpartum update on 1 month postpartum as of Friday, which today's Sunday. At my postpartum appointment was supposed to be 4 weeks out, but they actually did it at just a few days before 4 weeks, so 3 days and some change. I was 10 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight. I thought I started my period back because I was having some cramping, and then all of a sudden I had bright red bleeding, but that went away the very next day, and it went back to the clear postpartum afterbirth type stuff. So I'm still having that kind of postpartum clearish, reddish, pinkish afterbirth like discharge. So I'm guessing that I didn't start my period like I thought I had originally. So 1 month postpartum, I'm still having some afterbirth discharge. But yeah, I overall feel really good. My doctor gave me the okay to exercise, and he gave me the okay to have sex and to travel and, you know, just go back to my normal activities. So yeah, that is about it. I am going to start exercising, but I'm not going to do any ab exercises right now. I think I'll wait till I'm 6 weeks out before I do that, because I do still get tender if I touch the area and push on it too hard. And I don't want to do anything prematurely and hurt myself, because I do know that the inside is still healing. But my scar looks really good, and yeah. So I will show you guys my 1 month postpartum belly. Not very cute, but I'll show it to you guys. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. Let me go put Miss Sissy down, and then I'll show you, because it'll be a lot easier. Hold on. Okay, so hold on a minute. Alright, so this is my postpartum belly. Now, oh hey baby. Oh, let me hurry up, baby, because she's crying. Okay, you gotta bring her with me because she's not a very happy camper right now. So anyways, I'll show you my stomach. This is my stomach. Now, this is me relaxed, and this is me tightening my stomach muscles. So I'm not sucking it in, I'm just tightening my muscles. So that's relaxed, and that's tightened. So I have a lot of tightening and toning to do. So that's my tightened stomach. That's my relaxed. And there it's tightened again. So you can see I got stretched up pretty good. But so that's tightened up, and that's letting it go. So I think after I get it toned up, I think everything will turn out just fine. But yeah, I will do some weight loss videos too here really soon. So that's about it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.